It's time to start your morning by taking 5. Here's your host, Matt McMaster.
You're listening to Take 5, a quick 5-minute take on the biggest things happening in Nebraska sports. I am your host, Matt McMaster, and it is here. It is time. It is football season. No more Sundays without football for a very, very long time. The Hall of Fame game was last week. We'll have some preseason football. We got all of college football. They're in their fall camps right now, getting ready for the season. We are in it. And it was a very busy week over in Lincoln. Last week, I was not here. I was on vacation. I'm now back. Very happy to be back. Listened to a ton of press conferences and interviews and talked to a bunch of different people about what's going on there and what the camp is looking like. And I want to talk about one aspect of the team that I'm very, very concerned. Let's put it this way. I'm very concerned about the special teams. Yes, Mike Ekeler is the new head coach of the special teams, new special teams coordinator. And he has shown throughout his career that his special teams units are just good, man. They are well coached. They bring the energy. There is a element of, violence and, going hard and playing hard, balls to the wall. And then there's also the element of, strategy and nuances and actually understanding, some of the things that go into having strategically a good special teams unit. And I love that Mike Ekeler is a special teams coordinator for Nebraska football. I love that they went out and they made that hire and they said, hey, who is one of the best special teams coaches in the country right now? We want to go out and we want to get that guy. But I also am worried about the fact that you have a new kicker, you have a new punter, you have a new kick returner, and you have a new punt returner. And the punter has never punted in college football before. And, the kickers that they have, whether it be Cunanan or Hull or Ovano, definitely all have shown flashes of playing well, but also have shown flashes of not playing so well. And you look back at last year's margin of defeat, okay? So if we get rid of Nebraska, their loss to Indiana, which was like a 49-point loss. We get rid of that loss. They lost 5 times last year, and the average margin was just under 6 points a game. I think it was 5.9. But they lost by 29 points in 29 combined points in 5 games, right? Those are one-possession games. Average was a one-possession game, really close game. I think this team is more talented this year than they were last year. And what that tells me is that, and Jake Butt kind of talked about this, a Big Ten analyst, you're going to be in a lot of close games. You're going to be in a lot of competitive games. Nebraska does not have the talent of Ohio State, Michigan, or Northwestern, or Ohio State, or Michigan, or Oregon, to the point where they could just show up and they could beat a team. They could just roll in and win. No, they got to come out and they got to perform week in and week out because they just don't have that overbearing, overwhelming amount of talent. Man, I'm scared that you got a brand new kicker, a brand new punter, brand new returners and everything, and a brand new coordinator, and you're going to be playing in some really, really close games. But over the weekend, there were practices that were available to the public, and all we kind of heard was, man, the special teams look good. And, I've been told personally it's a massive emphasis this offseason for Nebraska, henceforth why they hired Mike Ekeler. But the reports of, man, Archie Wilson can boom the ball, and Archie Wilson can be a weapon, and Archie Wilson can kick pretty evenly with both feet, and that, they looked pretty solid from 35 and 45 yards, whoever was kicking the ball. Sounds like music to my ears, and that's all I want to keep hearing. I think this team is going to win 8 games. I think the schedule is easy enough, and I think they're talented enough where they can walk in and they can beat a lot of the teams that they're favored against, and they can compete with the teams that they're not favored against. And I think that's more so, that's a lot more than what Nebraska football has had in the past, over the past couple of years, right? I mean, there are plenty of games on this schedule, and I think Nebraska football will win that in years prior they have lost. And you win those games with special teams. And so I don't think anything in the season will cause me to push the panic button. Sorry, I want to rephrase that. I don't think anything right now leading up to the season would cause me to push the panic button, for me to get worried about the fact of whether or not this team can win 8 to 9 games. Nothing in the lead up will alter my panic, okay? Unless we start hearing reports that guys are missing kicks. Unless we start hearing reports that, hey, maybe the punting isn't as good. Unless we start hearing reports, man, they don't really have an effective returner in the punt game or the kick game. Which seems like Ja'Cory Barney very, boldly said that he thinks he's going to lead the nation in punt return yards. I mean, it seems like that could potentially be covered, and that would be really, really good for this team. But there's nothing that will make me more nervous about this season than if we start hearing reports that this team is not executing when it comes to special teams. Because this team is talented, but they're not overwhelming. They're going to be in a lot of competitive games. And the difference between winning and losing, in my opinion, will be Mike Ekeler, and whether or not and how quickly he can get this unit on track and performing at a pretty high level. Because that's what they're going to, for all the people, let me tell you this, for all the people who think that Nebraska might go 10-2 or 11-1 and, be a college football playoff team, if that is the case, then the special teams unit is going to have to be really, really good, easily inside the top 25, if that is going to happen. Or the other argument might be just this team is a lot better than we think they are, which could be the case. But I would probably err on the side of, man, if this team ends up going 9-3 or 10-2, it's probably in part because the special teams was absolutely incredible this season. So, all right, I've been Matt McMaster, and that's been Take 5.